If you want to have my birthday,
You better go and get a
birthday
cake.
Ah,
Maybe we can celebrate with
like we
hats
did
and
every
candles
year
and ice
around
cream
this
and a
birthday.
cone. I wish us have
God
a
blessings
birthday.
to you.
Ezekiel said unto thee.
In my family,
I go super religious.
son of a bitch.
What? What?
Well, I didn't plan ahead.
Oh, okay.
I should have brought you a birthday card to read out loud.
Oh, it's all right. I brought you a present. I'm going to show everybody when we come back from the break.
Okay, I
Pretty
cannot wait to
exciting.
see it.
Pretty exciting.
Wait, you're going to show everyone that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then show the gift I gave you for a housewarming gift.
All right.
Well, not right now. I didn't. No, that's a different. I don't know if we're still allowed to show that.
That's what you got me. That was a gift. And I'm so stupid. I'm like, oh, babe, it's cool. Jordan's like, these aren't equal. I'm like, yeah, they are. They're both pictures.
Right. People's souls are in this.
These are art. They're both art, babe.
In my family, you sing happy birthday.
Oh, God. And then you get out every card you ever got. And you...
So we go, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So far, pretty
Happy
basic.
birthday, dear Rory. Happy birthday to you. God's blessings to you.
Wow.
God's blessings
Is your family
to
religious?
you. God's blessings, dear Rory. God's blessings to you.
I did not know that you guys were a hardcore religious like that.
Dude.
Where that would be a part of the song.
Christmas night, and she is not, I don't think she's going to like me saying this. Christmas 1986.
You're talking about Mary Magdalene? Go ahead.
Slut. Christmas.
Dude, you can't say that.
You can say it.
Jesus' girlfriend.
He didn't have a girlfriend. His girlfriend was my everlasting life. That's
Tom
who he
Hanks
died
said
for.
he had a girlfriend.
Christmas 1986.
Okay. I remember it very well. Go ahead.
Connie's favorite gift,
Con.
Aunt Con, is
Gigantic crucifix.
is a pink sweatshirt that says, Jesus, I love you, like iron on. Okay. Diane's favorite gift, Christmas 1986, is the sexiest fucking picture of Jesus Christ. And in the background throughout Christmas 1986, Diane.
Why do sexy pictures of Jesus
Diane
exist?
is just looking at. Now he's laughing. He looks very like.
Oh, he's
friendly.
having a time.
He's having.
This is more like a photograph.
Little
of
does
Jesus.
he know, after dinner things are gonna get real bad for him.
Oh,
Right?
Oh.
Well, Judas.
Oh.
So,
Well, that's
I'm saying that's 80s.
down the road.
This carries through. Yeah, my family is religious. God's blessing follows every happy birthday. You guys
I wish we were at the cabin. It's my birthday.
We're about
Your
to be in a
family's
week and a
there,
half.
and they start that party. No, we're good. Stop. Stop.
you wouldn't.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
You would
Stop.
not.
And they'll go, what do you mean? Like, we're good. We did it. We did the song.
You wouldn't.
God's
blessings.
tidings unto thee.
God's blessings
Unto
to
thee
you.
shall be free.
You make me feel crazy. You have to have some family birthday traditions, whether it's the cards or the little thing you guys sing. Does everyone like
Well, Daniel, I was raised Catholic, and if you know anything about
a lot of
that,
tradition?
it's not a real religion. It's just you go through the motions, but it's more politically motivated so that society is run a proper way.
Right.
You see, there's Irish Catholic, there's Italian. That, if
Greek
you look at the
Orthodox.
history of those countries and sort of what led them to migrate to the United States to continue to spread
I don't
so much
wanna hear about
Catholicism,
this.
it's heavily rooted in crime.
Somebody was talking about Scientology.
So
the
my
other day.
family doesn't sit there going, "Hey, what are our traditions of actual God?"
Somebody started talking about Scientology the other day and like all the horrific shit they do and have done to people, right? And
Yeah.
they've been around for what, like 60 years, something like that.
Okay.
And somebody goes, well, I mean, if you want to talk about like over the course of an entire religion's life, like, do you want the Catholics to start stacking bodies? Because if you start stacking bodies, I think Scientology is going to start to look pretty innocent.
Who said that?
It was on a podcast I was listening to. They're like, I don't think you want to start stacking bodies like religion to religion and then act like Catholics are way better than Scientologists if we're looking at the whole scope.
Right.
Okay, but wait, you don't have a family? Like, I don't know, you guys always have Neapolitan ice cream, or for me, it's like a German chocolate cake.
Nah, we're pretty lazy.
Okay.
We're a pretty lazy family.
I bet traditions
we get together. Our families, we get
they're
together.
so close in front of our face, you don't even realize it. Like, yeah, we always do. Like, if I went to your family's thing, I'd be like, what's this? You're like, oh, we always.
So sometimes my uncle would make ice cream.
Wonderful.
But it wasn't like.
So would Bill Herder.
It wasn't a tradition. It was just like he would sometimes make strawberry ice cream. Really
Love
good.
it.
Real good.
Love it.
Out in the driveway.
Do you with the old crank?
Yeah. No. The automated one. I just runs and he sets it and he goes inside.
Gotcha. If I ever
Which I
have
always
kids,
thought, like,
we're gonna
it's so
hand
magical. He
crank
knows
ice
how to
cream.
make ice cream. But then, I think it's, you get a bunch of rock salt or whatever.
Some cream, a little bit of fruit.
I don't know how you do it. You know what I mean?
Well, happy birthday to us.
Thank you.
We're celebrating in a week
Thank
and a
you.
half
That's
together. Right. Where I'm sure we're doing our separate things.
That's right.
What's going to happen to you?
Interesting.
Vermont doing a.
Interesting question.
What's going to happen to you, in Vermont,
good
on your
stuff.
birthday?
I don't know. I got 2 shows, and then I'll just be around. I got an early flight the next day. That's wildly
Do you
expensive.
think you'll celebrate like a dinner by yourself?
No. I mean, Gilbert's opening. So
Gilbert's
gonna
going?
be there. Yeah,
I love
Gilbert's
him.
going to be there. But I don't know that I'll really. I don't know that I think about it too much anymore. I don't think about the birthday or anything. You know what I always think? I go, oh, it's an excuse. I could like do like a golf trip or go do like a crazy golf
And then
thing
you
or
never
go
do.
play 36 holes, and I never take advantage.
Well, you're going to play a week later with me.
But you know what I
Well,
mean? I don't
won't
ever
really
take
play.
advantage.
You'll
of it.
definitely play.
I would say this when we're going to the cabin. I would say that's maybe the most I've like sort of taken advantage to be like, hey, I'm then gonna extend the trip and go to Madison to.
We
to
kind
the
of did
cabin.
Petaluma. Remember that was a few weeks after our birthday, and you were like, it's a little bit of a birthday thing for me.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but I mean, we were still there anyways.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I went up and did some golf, and Jordan was like, "Yeah, right, it's his birthday."
Yeah. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you, Daniel.
And
God's tidings unto
blessings
thee. Yep.
to you.
What are tidings?
Good.
Let's go to the letters. Whoa! Hey! Well, we're just landing in the same spot. We don't show
we went to
ourselves
the letters
leaving.
and got them and came back.
We don't show us leaving. No.
Okay.
Lords Scovel and Van Kirk. So, not even really calling you a lord in a way, just because my name's first.
But then it would be Lord.
Yeah, but in a way.
So you're the plural.
Well,
It was if it said Lord Scovels and Van Kirk.
Say Lord Scovel.
Lords Scovel. This is
little
also
pause.
when people do this.
You have to do that
When you
little
end
pause.
your child's first name with the first letter of your last name, you don't care.
Oh, interesting.
You don't care. That's what people did to me.
Daniel Van
Perfect. But I had to fix that because I was born Daniel Nall,
Daniel Caniel.
right? And then people called me Dan. So it was Dan Nall.
Dan Nall.
Dan Nall.
Daniel Nall Van Kirk?
No, I changed to Van Kirk. You know this.
Dan
I was not
Nall.
born Van Kirk.
I didn't know any of this.
Yes, you did.
This is gonna change our birthday at the cabin. This just changed the cabin.
If it's
I am
even
in
still
dire
standing.
need of an outside opinion. My wife tends to move a little slowly in the morning, and sometimes an extra 15 minutes is all we need to lower the overall anxiety level and get us where we need to go on time. She acknowledges that she often runs behind, and while I'm generally cool with showing up fashionably late to anything short of a flight departure, she tends to feel a lot of stress around showing up later than expected. So if it's pressing that we have to leave the house by 10, I'll tell her to be ready at 9:45, hopefully making everyone's day a little bit easier. This weekend, as we were hopping into the car, she apologized for having us running late, and I told her that we were actually right on time. At which point she looked at the clock and said, "Oh, I thought I was supposed to be ready 15 minutes ago." Now a reasonable person might have said, "Nope, we're all good," and driven away. But I let her know that I will often tell her a slightly earlier time in order to make sure that we get where we need to go on time.
Big mistake.
And she told me she thought it was manipulative of me. I totally understand where she's coming from at this point. She's 100% correct that it isn't honest. But I also feel this is the manipulation equivalent of a little white lie, which, as I type it, already feels gross and like I'm just justifying being a manipulative person. You're my pen pals, and I trust you to give it to me straight. Should I always tell her the right schedule, or should we just be late half the time and just deal with the stress of that as it comes? 2022 has been a tough year, but getting to see both of you live and hear the pod and the page every week has been an absolute gift. Thank you, your pal, Adam. Bing bong, a bing bong. I don't know if we've changed the jingles yet or not, but it should be bing bong, a bing bong, if we haven't.
I hope somebody uses that for their text message.
I have passionate thoughts about this.
Can I ask you for one question and then just run?
Yeah.
Should he have said a goddamn thing?
That's a great question.
And your answer is?
I appreciate his honesty.
I think he's a moron.
I think the manipulation comes from not telling the truth. He was nice enough. He should be like, well, I'm not manipulative because I just told you I do this thing. Here's what he did.
I wouldn't have said a word.
He said, we got to be ready at 9:45. She was still 15 minutes late. And she goes, I'm sorry for running late. And he goes, it's okay. I told you a different time because we needed to leave now. And she goes, well, I find that manipulative. And I would have said, well, if I would have told you 10, right now would be 10:15. And I would find that disrespectful.
But she then would go, so you...
What are we talking about?
So you have, in the future, I'm already a failure?
Interesting. I think if it's happened enough times, you go...
But people have a hard time owning up to that.
I think you go, yes, you are.
Do you know your flaws?
And look, I love Adam and his wife, and I don't want to pick sides here, but I am picking Adam's side, and I do want to pick sides.
But do you know your flaws?
Yeah, all of them. That's why I'm perfect.
Because I have eliminated them.
That's what makes me perfect. I'm aware.
I wonder this about myself all the time. Like, what are my blind spots? What are my things where in loud rooms far from me, people are like, and then he fucking always blanks, right? And I think it's healthy. Don't beat yourself up, but it is healthy to kind of be constantly evaluating, like, what am I missing out on that I do or whatever. And I think a lot of people, if you're like, well, you're late all the time, they would take that so personally, even if you are 100% right.
Yeah.
I think if she goes, I think she's like, well, I'm sorry we're running late. And he's like, oh, that's okay. We baked in extra time. She's like, I feel like manipulative. Like, no, I told you we need to be ready at 9:45. We're still okay because it's 10.
And I would go, and look at us.
But I said 9:45
and I would go, look at us. We're not ready at 9:45.
Right. But I would say it's fine. I wouldn't have fucking said a word.
I don't know. I like Adam's honesty.
This is smart.
I think
it's smart to know your audience.
Yeah.
And go, well, it's you. So I said 9:45.
What Adam has to concede is that he threw away his plan. He obviously can't do it anymore.
Ever.
He threw away his.
That's the other thing.
Can't do
it was to me. It doesn't even register as like a distrust. But now you've built it.
Yeah.
And so you got to live with this now.
Yeah.
Is you are going to be like altering wedding invitations just so she thinks that it's.
I'm a little bit of a psycho. Like if I can't handle this happening all the time, I go if I go, hey, so I was, you know what, you're right, I was manipulative. In the future, I'll tell you the right time. And the very next time, if I go, we got to be ready by 10. If we're in the car at 10:15, I'm going to go, I'm actually going to go back inside. You just want to go by yourself? I don't think I'm going to go. And then let them be like, well, what do you mean? I'm going to go, we're 15 minutes late and it gives me anxiety, so I don't want to go. I used to tell you the thing because it was lowering the anxiety. But now here we are. We're going to be late and you can't fix it. You can't seem to be ready on time.
Can we talk
and
about
I'm
that,
able to be ready
please?
on time. And since you can't be ready on time, it gives me a lot of anxiety. I tried to head it off. And you're right, it was manipulative, but I was trying to head it off. I'm going to go back inside. You go to the thing. And then they go, wait, what are you talking about? And you go, I'm sorry, it's just we're late and I can't handle it. That's what I would do. I would make a huge dramatic thing out of it.
Or would you go without them? Would you go, I'm leaving at 10?
Yes, I've done that.
Do whatever you need to do.
I've done that.
I don't care. Roll in.
I'm
already there. So you roll in 20 minutes later. No one's even going to notice or care you're late because I'm there.
I've done that.
Our entity has arrived on time.
Yeah.
One of us is a few behind.
We're represented.
Right.
Representation has arrived. They will assume you're in the bathroom or you're just.
Or they won't even.
They won't
even
assume
think
you're
about
there.
it.
They're gonna assume you're there.
Right.
Like, oh, I haven't seen her yet. Like, she's around here somewhere.
Can I ask you?
Also, how big is that party? We're picturing like a gala.
Why are some people for a pound cake? Why are some people so fucking late all the time?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I've had times
I can't handle it.
where I go,
I can't do it.
oh shit. For some reason I needed to be there too, and my mind fucked up today and I thought I was leaving it. Like we've all had that, right? Or overslept. We've all that they're called mistakes because it's a mistake, not a consistent. So
yeah.
But I think there are some people that are literally like, I should leave at 9:45.
Yeah.
And then they at 9:45 they go, fuck, I have to get ready.
I know.
And I'm not saying they're bad people.
Yeah.
They just operate so much differently than me.
Well, I think it's this. It's like, oh, I need to leave the house. Okay, for me. Okay,
Do you work it backwards?
Okay, so I'm going to be at Pen Pals
at 9.
At 9.
Right.
I know it's going to take me, let's say 30. It's going to take 30 minutes to get there. So I go, all right, I have to leave at 8:30. My brain goes, make it 8:15.
Perfect.
So I go ahead and leave. I'm going to leave at 8:15.
Because I need 15 minutes of chum.
But then
something's going to hit me on the way out.
But then I go back.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's going
to
take me 15 to actually be in my car.
But I go 8:15, and then I go, all right, well, maybe I'm walking out the door at 8:10. I'm buying time. I'm walking out the door at 8:10. You know what? I am going to want a coffee. I'm going to make all that stuff when I wake up. I'm going to make coffee, put it in my to-go thing. I'm going to make sure I'm up by 7. And then I'm going to make sure at 7:30, I'm showering and I'm dressed. And then from there, I can just leave. But I'm doing all that so that I can hit that mark and that time. And when that isn't built into someone, because I don't think it's a personality trait. I don't think it's, well, you're a little more uptight. I don't think it's that. I think it's just you going, no, if I want to be in shape, I have to work out and I have to eat right. That's what I have to do. So if it's like, that doesn't mean you're uptight because you want to be those things. So when you're like, well, I want to be on time. Well, then you have to factor in what you have to do to make yourself on time. And when some people are like, I'm just late all the time. I want to go, because you don't know how to factor in what you need to do to leave. You go, well, I got to leave at 9:45. And your brain stops there. Your brain doesn't go, well, I should start getting ready at 9. Your brain doesn't do any of that. Your brain just goes, well, I leave at 9:40. And you go, oh, it's 9:35. I got to get in the shower and I got to get out of here. It's like, you've already fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's being uptight. And I also don't think it's being lazy. I think it's just you don't factor in what you have to do to do it. I don't know. And there's some people that are late all the time. Here's a late thing.
Don't you love showing up 7 minutes early?
I do it all the time.
7 to 10 to me feels on time.
I can't tell you what I feel when I'm 5 minutes late. It's not healthy.
Dude, if you walked in that door at 9, would you have felt late?
Yeah.
Same. And I walked in 2 minutes before 9, and I was like, "That's close."
But another thing that this is maybe my highest frustration. When someone is like coming to meet you or whatever, and they go on the way, and you go, "All right, I know you live 15 minutes away, and if you're on the way, now you're gonna be here at 10:15."
That always drives me nuts. People
We
tell you
said
how
you'd
far
be-
away I go. You know I have Google, right?
We
Like,
said
I know
you'd be here at 10. But this keeps going.
Yeah.
Said you'd be here at 10, but now you're on the way, so it's probably going to be closer to 10:15. All right. And then at 10:15, or then at 10:20, you go, close, and they go, getting in the car now.
That makes...
When that happens...
Do you write back, just stay home?
I almost write back, delete my number. Because you are a psychopath. Just say the thing. Hey, I'm so sorry. Might not be. When someone says closer to, and they say a time, that's what you do. You go, it's not good news. But Daniel, closer to 10:45.
Do you wish that person had said...
And you go, but we said 10. And I go, Daniel, closer to 10:45. I am sorry. We'll talk about it. Instead of on the way, when I'm not.
Do you wish they gave you an option? Hey, I'm really sorry. Looking like 10:45. Up to you. Do you just want to reschedule?
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes that has to happen.
But that's
Sometimes
a nice
that has
move.
to happen.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's a nice move.
Yeah.
Do you think you could do a podcast with me if I was always late?
No.
I agree.
And I wouldn't.
I agree.
And I'd tell you that.
I agree.
I would say, you're late all the time and I can't handle it. You're a good person. but
Right.
you're late all the time.
Right.
When people are late all the time or they're early, like I said, it's not uptight or lazy. I don't think you're a bad person.
No.
You're
the way
just
you
not able to
function
do it. You're not
does
able
not
to pull
compute.
it off.
Your
Yeah.
X and
Yes.
Y don't solve for Z.
Let's
for
be very
us.
clear. There are plenty of people in my life that I am close to that are never on time.
I agree.
It hasn't
Same.
changed anything.
Same.
But I do not rely on.
Can I ask you a
Let's say
question?
it's you. Let's
Can I
say it's
get-
you
I
for
wanna
the
get
sake
really
of it.
deep with you.
I don't go, well, Daniel said he'd be here at 10. And then Jordan goes, yeah, but Daniel's always late. Then I would go, now it's my fault. Because if Daniel's always late, she would go, well, what time is Daniel getting here so we can all leave? I would go, we're meeting him there. And that's how it will always be from this point on.
Measured expectations.
Yeah.
Know your audience.
And I would just go, that's our relationship. Our relationship is Daniel's late, so I don't go, hey, Daniel said he'd pick me up. Daniel and I are supposed to be at the thing. I do for all
It's
of
like
that.
when people
I'm
go.
like it.
It's like when people go. Well, we're not ordering until they get here, right?
Yeah.
And then they show up super late, and then and somebody goes, they're always late.
Yeah.
So us waiting for them to eat is actually on you.
Yeah.
You should have said, everyone order. Fuck, they would have been here. They know how it goes.
Sometimes I'm like that. I'm like, let's just go.
Who cares?
Let's just dance.
And if they show up, they go, I can't believe you fucking ordered food without me.
I go, I can.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We waited.
You really
There's
can't
a time
believe
frame.
it.
There's a time frame.
Of course. we're
Especially
not
living in
crazy.
LA, you have to have it
We're
because
not,
of traffic.
but that's communication.
But if it's all the time, you go, hey, Daniel, there's traffic. What are you talking about? I'm like, sorry, there's traffic. There is. I also hit traffic. There's traffic. We all know there's traffic. But one thing that I will sometimes tell people, and I'll just go, like if it's you, I'm just going to keep using you. It's not you.
Of course, I get it.
Dana, how was your flight? Oh, you were there on time?
Uh-huh.
You made the flight.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Oh, you made your reservation. What is 8 o'clock? And you got there at 7:55? How did you do that? Because the thing was really
immovable.
important.
It was immovable.
And it was really important.
Yep.
Oh, because you spent $500 on that plane ticket?
You made it.
You were at Burbank on time?
But some of those people, Lissa, tell me if I'm wrong, they miss their fucking flights.
Oh, people miss
Right?
flights. People miss flights.
Have you ever missed a flight?
No.
Me either.
I've never missed a flight where it was my fault. Like I
Of
got
course.
there late.
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying. You were the reason you missed your flight.
Right. Yes.
Never.
Never.
I
Never
don't-
one time.
There's so much. Sometimes I'll be
I
like,
hope somebody writes in and they
somebody's
go,
like-
it's happened to you 4 times.
somebody will be like, I'll be like, I'll leave right now. If I leave right now, I'm gonna get there fucking 30 minutes early. And then I go, and
Yeah.
I go, so anything could happen on this drive.
Yeah.
Literally be like, hey, the road fell apart here. And I'm fine. I'll go around. I have
know.
no stress in driving
Yes.
there. I don't care how long it takes.
Yes.
I don't care about making this light.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get there. And all right, I'm here 25 minutes early. I guess I'll look at my emails and do the same thing on my phone I would have done on my fucking couch 40 minutes ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
Also, I can't, like, me getting to the airport early doesn't matter to me because,
well, once you have a lounge.
well, I always take early flights.
Right.
I can't sleep anyways because I assume I'm going to miss the flight. So I just get up and go to the airport.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, am I 2 hours early?
Okay.
Then whatever.
Because the safety and the reliability of like, well,
I'd
now
rather-
I know what's happening. I don't know.
I'd rather not scramble. I'd rather not scramble. I'd rather not stress.
Can I ask you a question? And you can go, Daniel, that's just you. Do we have such a strong feeling about people on time because of, I really can't tell if I'm about to be very right or very grasping at straws, abandonment issues, that the reliability of someone who's going to be there when they say they're going to be there matters a great deal to two people who suffered loss early in life, where they're like, I just want to know that if you're you're there and you're going to be here, and I could be just be projecting me. There could be people who feel as hardcore as me and have never been to a funeral.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if maybe for me, there's a part of me that's like, I need to be able to depend on people.
Yeah.
And if I can't depend on you, I can still love you.
Yeah.
Paul Lopez. I love Paul Lopez. We were in college.
Yeah.
And
That's
I would go,
George Lopez's brother.
and I would go, Paul, we going to the cabin? And he would say yes. And then the day would roll around and he wouldn't get up and wouldn't be ready to go. And we're 19 years old. And I remember one time I got so mad at him.
I get it.
And so finally I go, Paul, stop telling me you're going to fucking come to the cabin with me. And then when the day rolls around, like, oh, I can't go. Or you're like dragging your feet. And he goes, how about I just don't answer you anymore? And I'll tell you on the day if I'm joining. And I go, perfect.
Yeah.
So Friday morning.
I'd also still be a little upset by it.
But Friday morning, but I knew what to measure, what to expect. And I would go, Friday morning, I go, Paul, you want to go to the cabin this weekend? And he'd go, sometimes he'd go, no, I can't. Or he'd go, yeah, I'm in. But there was no more of this me needing to depend on him. And I wonder if, for me, a little bit of the like, if you're going to tell me you're here, be here because I have abandonment issues.
I think that is a potential. I think stuff like that is potential.
It could play
for both
into
of
it
them.
for. Okay.
Sure could. I would guess that it's not for me.
Okay.
Because mine was such. My dad would be in the car waiting. This is what time we're leaving for school.
You're talking about
He'd be in the car.
Yeah.
And so I would be like, well, that's when we got to be in the car.
Yep.
Also, you had to be at school on time. You had to be at school at a certain time. We got to be there. And then for soccer was like, this is what time. Our coach was like, we start at, let's say, I don't know, 4:30 or 4, whatever it is. He goes, we start at 4:30. You need to be here at 4, stretching, passing the ball, and getting ready. It starts at 4.
Yeah.
We starts at 4:30. It starts at 4. It starts at 4:30, but it starts at 4.
Vince Lombardi.
And
Lombardi time, 15 minutes early.
Yeah. And so I am wired to go, oh, well, then that's when I'll be there. But also, and this is a personal preference,
Sure.
I don't enjoy the anxiety of the chaos. I don't enjoy the stress. I don't enjoy
Dude, when I go to the gym,
wondering if I'll be there or if I'll be
20
late.
minutes early.
I don't want to be
And
the
I
one
love
that
it.
holds the group up. I don't want to be the one that's late to the reservation. I don't want to be the one that misses the trailers
But
for
is
the
that
movie, even
because-
though they play too fucking many of them.
Rory, but
and
is-
it's crazy now.
Is that because you want people to know that you said you were going to do this or this thing matters to you? Because my thing is, have you ever been on set where someone hasn't shown up and you're like, wow, they're just letting everyone think they don't give a fuck.
Even if they
about
do,
this.
then they might. I've been around a little bit of
But
that. Yes.
but even if they do give a fuck, I'm just saying they're
Yes.
allowing everyone to think
wait. Yeah.
that maybe they don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about this gig or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
production or this role or this
yeah.
part. And I'm like, I could imagine everybody walking around.
I know.
Because the times I have been late where I'm like, everyone's there thinking this
Everyone
dude
hates
didn't
me.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I can't live
Yeah.
with it.
I had a delayed flight once, and we were doing a table read for ground floor.
Yeah.
And when you do the table reads, it's like production's there, Warner Brothers there, everyone's there.
Yeah, the table and then everyone around
At
the
TBS,
room. Yeah.
everyone is there to like hear
Yeah.
it. And our flight is delayed. We land, we get in the car, and I go from LAX all the way to Warner Brothers in record time. Park, get out as everyone is leaving the thing. And I went up to each and every individual producer and EP, and I just said, I'm so sorry. This is what happened. They changed our
course you
flight.
did.
It was delayed,
Same.
blah, blah. No one could give two. They were like, oh, it's fine. We were just hearing
But-
it. They didn't
But you also put a coin in the bucket for what type of person you are. And they know that.
care. Well, I
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's still... Because the next time, if something does happen, like, I remember when he was late before and he like didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
But I'm
Like,
you know
I'm
what's so,
saying? It matters.
what's so strange to me is, and I've always found this strange, and you learn this in school when people are like, well, you know, in Spain when they throw a party,
Right.
they say 4:30, but that really means 7:30,
Right.
and that's when the party starts.
Right.
Ever since I heard that,
Yeah.
I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life,
Sure.
and it makes no sense.
But when a party starts in LA, you're not showing up at 4:30.
When someone says a party starts at 4:30
You
in
are not
LA,
there.
the latest is going to be about 4:45 for me.
That's still fine.
I am on time.
I'm afraid to show up and they're like, we're not really ready yet. And
I've done it several times.
I've
helped set up parties.
So have I.
I've helped set up parties.
And I feel
when they
bad,
go,
but I feel bad for them because they don't want me there then.
they don't want me there then. And I go, then don't say it starts at 5. If you don't want me here at
sometimes-
4:55, if I'm here at 4:55 and you said the party starts at 5,
Well, yes.
just say the time that it starts and I'll be at the thing when it starts. To me, it seems
but it's
like
their thing,
but
so
it's
I'm
this
okay. I get.
thing.
I don't want to. It's
You know what I
their
start doing?
thing.
If I go to someone's thing and they go, I know we said 5, but really that means like 6. And I go, oh, okay. Well, the next time you throw a party and you say 5, guess who's showing up at 7:30 ready to go? And you go, the party's kind of winding down. I'm going to go, not where I grew up. 5 o'clock means 7:30. Now let's fire it back up because that's how you live your life.
I love it.
It just doesn't make any sense. Just say the time and let's all just
And
go
then
by
do
the
it.
time. Let's all just go by the time.
Okay, is Adam manipulative? And then we'll leave it.
Team Adam.
I'm
Final
fine
answer.
with what he did,
Final answer.
except for telling her. I'm fine with every single part. Except
I enjoyed
for
his
telling her.
honesty, and to me, that negates
I
the
think that was
manipulation.
foolish.
However, I support the manipulation. Adam, you did take away your opportunity to continue to be on time for stuff.
I mean, I have a whole my whole part of my album is
Mrs.
about being
Adam,
manipulative.
Mrs. Adam. I think what needs to happen is you two need to sit down, very, very G-rated F2F, and I think you just got to say, I'm not going to be manipulative, but if I say we're got to leave at 10, then that means we got to leave at 10. And every time that it's 15 minutes or later, you owe me $100. I don't know what you come up with, but you got to go. You are giving me anxiety. Yeah, I think
because
I
I can't
leave.
Because I understand you do actually care, and you can't help being late, so you've just thrown it to the way you don't care.
Yeah.
But I do think people care, and so I care, and so I get so much stress by being tied to you.
Yes.
And them thinking, well, they don't give a shit.
Yes.
It's like, no, one of us really gives a shit.
Yes.
The other person also gives a shit, but they don't care how you feel. They're not worried about it. I give a shit, and I'm worried about it.
Yes.
Ugh, I don't know.
Adam, good luck to you, sir.
Yep.
We wish you well. Sincerely, your Lord Pen Pals, Lord Rory Scovel.
And happy birthday, Daniel Van Kirk.
Happy birthday to us. And Christ was born amongst the sheep and lambs. I hope you remember that. When your day of judgment comes, you will either choose the feathers or the fires. Yes.
Is that real?
You will be tortured forever if you sin amongst our King.
How much of it was real?
That song?
Yeah.
That's your family's crest.
Jesus, Lamb of God. Come on. You take away the sin.
Sister Act?
Follow
Wherever
him.
he may go.
No. There isn't it. We're going to get sued. We're going to get
words.
sued. We're going to get sued. But isn't your song one of your songs? Jesus, Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world.
Maybe.
Have mercy on us.
Well, one of our songs is Hide the Money in the Church. Mind control to control the money through voting. Hi, guys. Wait, no, this is my letter. This is your letter.
Hi, guys.
All right. Here we go. Letter number 2.
I'm hoping to get your opinion on a family situation that has been coming up quite a bit this year.
Well, good luck, because we may not give it. We don't have to give our opinions.
I'm going to say this the way it's supposed to be said.
I think that's some sort of a stance.
My sister.
We don't have to participate in this podcast, just to be clear. It's theirs.
Right.
It's their podcast.
Right. We're just talking about it.
We just talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. We don't want to.
What do we have to say?
I don't know. What am I going to have to say?
I'm going to say this appropriately.
Okay.
My sister-in-law invites family over for birthdays and holiday cookouts, but we've started to dread it.
Interesting.
She has several dogs that she leaves loose in the house when we're there, one of which has terrible behavior and doesn't get corrected. She just seems oblivious to how it may affect other people. Here's some notes.
Bullet points, if
you will. He jumps up on you constantly. Even a knee to the chest doesn't thwart his attempts.
That dog doesn't give a fuck about jujitsu.
He has free reign on the furniture, so will not hesitate to jump on top of you while you're sitting on the couch. He gets fed people food, so definitely doesn't leave you alone while you eat. He tries to hump my son.
That is what's so great about that.
Your son shouldn't be dressed like that.
Daniel,
come on.
But I love that all the first 3 are kind of broad. Like,
right.
I've heard of that. Then the last one is, he's trying to fuck my son.
We feel we are on defense the whole time we are there. And, well, that's how you win championships.
That is
and
right.
we leave mentally exhausted. My husband's family are not good communicators, and I'm not about to step in. Parentheses, I hate conflict. I am an Enneagram 9, probably a letter for another time, but I'm curious what your Enneagram types are too.
That's not anagram. That's
an anagram.
I don't know what that means.
We're gonna
Enneagram. Enneagram.
Hey.
I can't. I'm hurt.
We're gonna come back.
I'm in pain.
We're gonna come back to that. Anyway, the last time she invited people over, we offered to host at our house instead, but COVID intervened and that fell through. Even if we did offer to host again the next time, we can't do that every time. What would you do? What are we, Jesus? Thanks, Amy. I loved that move. That's a number one reason to watch these shows right there. The second one wasn't as clean. The third wasn't easier, but the first.
Delicate, tender.
The first. Okay.
I think the son gets fucked. Personally, I think it's the dog's house.
What are you doing, Rory?
What is an Enneagram? Can we jump to that, or is that, or is that sort of the yummy center?
You're gonna make
of
me
this
guess
pastry, and you want
an Enneagram, especially for everybody who's done more than just listen.
Do you know this, or is this a guess? All right, go ahead. This makes it way better if you don't know. If you knew it, I'd be like, all right, teach me. But if not knowing, I'm like, yeah, all right.
An Enneagram is, I think, you got a line going this way,
Okay,
and a line going this way,
this could be right.
and then personality quadrants are represented in each one, and then
Wait, are they
where
all scales, like a dot?
could be.
So like if it's like this and your dot's way up here, it's like for this quadrant you are mega that.
Yeah, maybe it's a
But here
grid
you're
too,
right there.
and there's
Interesting.
numbers. So you're left this and here. That would make you an Enneagram 9.
What I like is that Lissa has looked this up.
She
so
knows,
she knows
exactly.
how wrong
I
we
can
are.
feel.
Well, now
her.
I gotta guess. I'm an Enneagram 9. The 9 makes
Based
me
off
think
what
your
she
guess
says,
is
do you
wrong.
think we're 9s? No. Based off of how she presents
She
herself.
hates conflict, so she is a 9 because she hates that.
So we're probably a
How high do you
1.
think it goes? 10?
And I bet it's a different word. I bet.
Oh, well, that means
I
we
bet
love
we are.
conflict.
I bet we're
don't
like.
love
I bet
conflict.
we're like an Apopolis 1.
I'm a 5, but I'm an Apopolis 5.
How do you know?
If
Don't you feel like if 9
is
is
I hate conflict.
Well, look at the dots. If 9 is here,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
and that's an anagram, and I imagine Apopolis is over here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it feel like it's closer to the line in a 1?
Well, now you're saying that this quadrant and this quadrant are both about conflict?
Oh, I don't even know. That's
No,
a
I think it's where your dot falls in that quadrant. Like if she's a 9 up here, then that means Daniel, you're a 1 down here. But you
why
don't
would
like
you?
conflict.
But you are. Yeah, but I don't mind it. I'll
That's why I
get
think
into
we're
it.
5s. That's why I think we're 5s.
Okay, you. Oh, you
I'm
say
saying we're Enneagram 5s because we don't like conflict.
no,
But we don't mind it.
Apopolis.
Sure.
Don't you? I bet you it is a different name in each thing.
I don't know.
I bet you it's not all in anagrams 1 through 9.
Here's
Also, do you think 1 through 9 is the scale?
I think your guess with the graph is not even close to what it is.
I feel like that's very close. Boom, 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 boom.
Can we
Line.
get just an answer?
Line.
Does it involve a graph? So he's way off?
But there is a personality thing that goes by a grid, right? A 4-quadrant grid. And you're either this with that or that with this.
Is that right for an Enneagram?
We're going to let her talk?
Yeah.
We are?
For this? Are you kidding me?
I feel pretty good about what we've shown our work.
I didn't even guess. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I could beat
Yes, you
that
did.
guess.
You said you're an Apopolis 5. And you were like, if this dot's way over here.
Is that true? Am I an Apopolis?
You're not an Apopolis 5. I would say you guys are either 3s or 8s.
But
In
Enneagram is the
Enneagrams?
only word?
Enneagram is the type of test.
Okay.
Okay.
And-
It's a test.
And it's 1 through
That's why
through
we
9.
Per usual.
That's why we failed.
Wait, what?
1 through 9.
1 through 9.
Yeah, we. Yeah.
I
But
said that. I leave. I just walk out.
Anyways, you're listening to Pen Pals on Light Rock 98.9.
The Eagle.
The Eagle. Coming up next, Steve Miller Band.
Don't know where you guys are going this summer, but I bet it's on a big jet airliner.
Hey, here's what blows my mind. We are both at this
Wait, what
point.
did you think we are?
I think you guys might be 3s or 8s or
We're
a combination of both.
3s or 8s?
Why would
It's
we be
not a scale. So
closer
it's
to this dog fearing
Can I throw something
person?
out there? We're almost 42 today. We're almost 42 today.
Sure.
And
Jackie Robinson.
yeah, that's right. And I have never in my life heard Enneagram. Now, I am not a smart person. I haven't heard everything. But isn't it crazy that have you ever heard of Enneagram?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Have you?
No,
doesn't that
you
blow
saw
your
my
mind?
grid? What do you
Doesn't
mean?
that blow your mind?
No, Lissa loves
Don't you
shit
think
like
you would have
this.
heard this by now?
No, Lissa loves shit like this.
But you would have heard about this.
I
you
bet-
and
It doesn't matter that Lissa loves it. Don't you think it's crazy in your lifetime you've never heard this? An Enneagram?
I bet Jordan knows what it is.
Oh yeah.
Who? For all you single ladies out there. I don't know who Jordan is. I don't know who Jordan is. Hey, this is a light rock. Fly like an eagle.
Very good. No, I don't think
What
so
is
at
the
all.
fuck is an Enneagram?
I don't think so at all.
Amy, you can't just write us letters where you make shit up, okay? And then expect Lissa to defend you.
Beyond love languages.
I think Amy reached out to Lissa separately from this and said, I'm going to throw a thing out there that's not real, go with it. And that Lissa's doing that.
Beyond love languages.
Okay.
Have you ever taken any sort of like what type of person on my quiz? No.
Well, hey,
you haven't.
remember we did the astrology thing that you didn't believe in?
I didn't do it.
Remember I said the astrology thing, though,
Oh.
in the thing?
Okay, so you did that, but that was that was somebody's influence in your life. You and
Very accurate.
You and I are not. I don't think we are drawn towards these things. We're not. I'm not shading any of them. I just don't think.
Do you know what time you were born?
Lissa's a very inquisical person about herself and people and actions. She's fucking horoscopes. We don't ever.
She's a human.
We don't. But you and I don't.
We're not human.
We just fucking. We're like Truman.
We're
just like
lumberjacks.
moving through the world and thinking everybody's background to just me and you.
Wait, because we're self-centered, we don't know what Enneagrams are? What number does that make us?
Well, now we're a
Zero.
six.
Zero. You are the center of numbers and time.
What?
I think you guys are not.
3s and 8s.
I do.
How is that possible to be 3? Am I a 3?
I think you could end up there. I'm a tie. I'm a 3-way tie.
I don't
between
like this stuff
3
too because then
numbers.
people think they are the things that they've been told. You are what you are.
Lissa
Just
said if
try-
I
just
work
be
hard
nice.
enough, I could be a 3.
You might already be one. She doesn't know.
Oh.
This
Well,
is
then I
you
want to be a
and-
2.
This is you and your Saturn moon rising. And you're like, well, I guess that's why I'm in a bad
Do you know
mood.
what
But
time
that's-
you were
no,
born?
What?
You know what time you were born?
Yes.
What time?
I think it was like it's like 2:31.
I need to
a.m.
know the exact
I
time.
know we've been through this.
And you won't give it to me.
I'm
You want to know why?
sure.
You want to know why you won't give it to me?
Because I'm afraid.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Have you taken the BDSM quiz?
You're such a 6 or a 7, dude. I mean, it's just listening to you right now. It's like, this dude's a 6.
I'm a 6 in rising. Have you taken the BDSM personality quiz?
I don't know what that is.
Dude,
Is it scary?
We should take it together.
Is it scary? Have you taken it?
I took it a long time ago, but I would be willing. It's everybody changes. I'd
That's
be
how
willing
much
to do it
sound
again.
turns you on?
I don't know that. I honestly.
Get it? BDSM.
You and I
ASMR?
should take it sometime, like drinking and having fun. But I'm also very private. But I don't know that I'd want everybody knowing my answers.
All right. Let's do it at the cabin.
Just
We'll get a Ouija
old
board out and we'll
fashions.
do a BDSM personality.
Dude, I can't. Ouija boards are for the devil.
We're
can't
doing
do
a
that.
Ouija board
If you-
on the lake.
Well, you're gonna get a letter from Diane Swanson now because she is very anti Ouija board.
We're not going to take it in the house.
If my family found out
It's on the
that
property.
you took a Ouija board, yes, even on the private, but especially in the cabin, they would.
Can
they
I
would-
go ahead and tell you something?
What?
My goal is now to sneak a Ouija board into the
You
cabin
would be
and
in
hide
so
it.
much trouble.
Hide it
You-
somewhere in the cabin that
And I
people don't
know-
find it for decades.
You know when you realize you're saying something and you're like, "Oh, I'm still 9."
Yeah.
I meant what I just said, and it wasn't to be funny. You would be in so much trouble.
Mom!
I know.
You
I
call
wouldn't
for
tell.
Diane right
I
now.
wouldn't tell, but you.
Mom!
I wouldn't tell, but
Rory's
you,
going to hide a Ouija board somewhere in the cabin.
I guarantee you, I'm gonna get a call. She's gonna go. He's
Do you
not
think
doing
they have
that.
travel-sized
She-
Ouija
yes,
boards?
100%. She's gonna go.
Why would they have
It's just a little board. They got
He's like, I got a Ouija.
They got travel boggle.
Yeah, but that's a game.
Isn't a Ouija board the greatest game of all?
A Ouija board is it's a seance.
I'm gonna get a
Who's
call.
like, I need a
I'm
travel
gonna get a call.
seance.
I'm gonna go. Hey, mom, what's up? She's gonna go, Danny.
Is
And
there
I'm
a
gonna
Ouija
go,
board
yeah.
in the house?
And she's gonna go, Rory, he's not gonna do that, right? I swear. And now that I said this, she's gonna be like, do I still get to call him?
I am gonna do it.
You're gonna get in trouble.
I am gonna do it.
You're gonna. What if Rosemary says no?
Then I won't do it.
That a boy. We've barely talked about this letter.
I call Rosemary and she goes, I've hidden 4 of them now.
Here's where mine is.
Don't put it where I hid mine. Like, Jesus, power move. Dogs. Love them or hate them. Cats or dogs.
I cannot
missed the whole
stand
point of
when
the letter.
people have undisciplined dogs. I do also agree that in their house they're allowed to do what they want as long as it isn't endangering the life of that dog.
It does
Although
make
I would say giving them
get-togethers-
people food, you are endangering the life of your dog. But as long as
Dogs
you're not-
aren't supposed to have people food.
Yes, we're not supposed to have most of the fucking food we have, right?
People aren't supposed to have people
Right.
food.
So I will say in their house they can.
It's their house.
right? But if they were bringing these dogs to my house, I would have no problem going, I just can't. I'm sorry.
Why do they keep going over to the house?
Well, because that's the family get together, and they.
Yeah, but you say we're not doing it anymore. You guys, your dogs are trying to fuck my son. Your dog tried to fuck my son, Mike. You think I'm coming back to you? I'm not coming back to your house again, Mike.
We told him not to play like that. We told him don't pet him there.
Yeah, his little red boner comes out. He tries to fuck my boy. You think I'm okay with that? I don't care how many cornhole games you win. Okay, your dog's trying to impregnate my son.
But undisciplined dogs, man, it just. And you know what people don't understand when they're like, oh, we let them do this, we let them do that, we don't care, we give them all the food. Around other people, you are causing your dog so much stress.
Yes.
Because they don't understand why this person doesn't want them on the couch next to them. They don't understand why this person isn't giving them handfuls of food from their plate. Yeah. They don't understand. And you are they don't understand why that person is pushing them away very hard when they jump up on them. Yeah. And they're going, because they're conditioned. We're all learned by condition, especially dogs. And so in your environment, you're doing these things because you don't really care. Yeah. But you're causing your dog so much stress in other situations when it doesn't understand why that isn't being allowed. And it's hard on your animal. If you love your animal, you will treat them in the best of all scenarios.
Appreciate it.
They appreciate it.
Kids like knowing.
They want a pack leader.
Kids need to know boundaries, and it isn't like, oh, they need to know it because that's how you grow. They actually like it. We all like knowing where the boundaries are. Yes. It's a part of our human psyche.
100%.
When we all know where are the boundaries,
right.
What are the expectations,
yes.
What are the things, like
how far can we go?
It doesn't. You don't want to be possessed by these things.
No,
but when you know them,
yep.
It informs you of your reality and your society and your social setting, and they're so important.
So what would you do?
And dogs like it.
What would you do if you are?
I'd stop going. I'd stop going to the house.
I'd host as much as I could.
They said they can't. They said they can't.
We can't do that every time. As much as I could, I would host.
Yeah.
Would you allow them to? What if they're like, "Can we bring our dogs?"
No, you can't.
I know.
You cannot bring your dogs.
And this is the sad thing, really quick, and we'll close out of this.
I would say you can't bring your dogs. Fuck your dogs. And I would say that, and I just let it sit in the air. And see if they're like, did you just say fuck my dogs? And I go, yeah. Because that's what your dog tries to do to my son.
We're going to keep bringing it back to that?
Yeah.
We are. He's crying. Look at him.
Look at him, Mike.
Do you like getting...
Just because my son is 25 and can fend for himself doesn't mean
He's still my boy.
I back him up.
This is the sad thing, though, because, when we're all, for the most part, hopefully, we're all close. Like, if you and I grew up together and we were 12, right? We just cared about going to the swimming pool, right? And then in high school, we just cared about watching WWE and playing video games.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
6. You are 6.
And then in college, we just cared about drinking and having a good time. And friendship and life was easy.
Yeah.
And as people get older, you start to be like, oh, you do that? Yeah. And so what could happen is you and Rory, you and I are the best of friends. And then you get dogs. And I go, God, I hate going to fucking Rory's house because he's with those dogs.
Everything.
And then I go, yeah, I don't go to his place that much. And then I go, hey, Rory, come over here. I haven't seen you in like a year. Oh, is it cool if I bring my dogs? And then I go, no, sorry. And now you're like, well, I don't want to go if I can't bring my dogs. Yeah. And now one of the things that came between us and fractured our friendship, we still love each other.
Dogs.
But we don't have the closest, is a way in which you operate in your life versus the way in which I would operate in mine. Yeah. And we were younger. We thought we'd never not be the best of friends.
Sure.
And so it's sad when you see these things happen and you have to accept like, oh, I still love that person. But we kind of become more and more individualized. But I'm just saying in anything
Amy's having a hard time relaxing in this scenario.
Well, shit,
and so when it's like, hey, the whole family gets together.
The
point of it is to enjoy each other's company and relax.
Don't go. Or go for a very limited time, and once you've hit your mark, don't go for dinner. You can't stand the dogs being fed food and the dogs buying you. Yeah. Don't go for dinner. What time you guys doing dinner?
Just say I can't handle the dogs.
But then
and just see what they say.
People take that really personally.
I know. You just got to go, I can't handle the dogs. And if they go, well, I take that personally, you go, I know. And I take it personally, too. That's what I'm telling you. I can't handle I can't handle the dogs. And I'll tell you what. A lot of people can't handle your fucking dogs. And then you just let that sit.
Yeah, but you're not joking.
I know, but then you let it sit.
You're inherently extremely funny. and I say that truthfully.
I
But you're
can't
not
handle the
joking.
dogs.
And if there are people you go like, I go to your house, I step in fucking dog pee.
can't handle
You
your
don't
dog.
clean out your kitty litter. Like, we don't smell it. Well, I bet you don't.
I
People
do.
living on a farm don't
I
smell
do.
fucking cow shit after a while. Like
I do.
but
Yeah.
it's here, and I do. And
Yeah.
it breaks my heart a little bit.
Did
when
they?
you-
Did they say how often they get together?
No, but it feels frequent, doesn't it?
My sister-in-law invites family over for birthdays and
Yeah,
holiday
it's-
cookouts. Okay, so it's limited.
Yeah, and it's come up quite a bit this year.
So why don't you try to host 6 of them and then not go to the other 6?
And when they say, "How come you never come?" Do you
And you go,
you
"The
really
dogs.
tell you
I don't
really
like
do
your
you
dogs.
really do.
Like
I
your
don't
dogs.
hate it. I just wonder.
don't like your
it doesn't
dogs.
buy you anything.
I don't like
You're
your dogs.
saying that isn't going to affect the change. They're not going to wake up tomorrow and go, "Let's train these dogs so that Rory comes over more." I mean,
Maybe.
I would love it.
Maybe. But I just got to go, I can't handle the dogs. And if they go, well, I find that offensive, I go, I didn't say it to offend you. I can't handle the dogs. What do you want me to say?
You're right. You're 100% right.
And then they go, well, I find that offensive. I would go, do you think it's more offensive if I go, I love your dogs, and I'm lying to your face? Or do you find it less offensive that to your eyeballs, I am telling you the truth,
The issue is the
I
dogs.
can't handle the dogs. I'm not saying train your dogs.
I'm not saying
I'm
stop
not saying
feeding
get
them
rid of the
corn
dogs.
on the cob.
I'm not saying stop doing what you're doing. I'm saying, do
You asked me why I'm not coming.
have the dogs? I can't handle the dogs. I'm not better than you.
You're right. You're
I'm
right.
not better at training a dog than you. I'm not better at owning
But you
a
probably,
dog than
but
you.
you probably are.
Way better. I'm not
I know. That's what
better.
pisses me off too, because I know I'm right. I know what should be done here.
Look, in my personal
But you're right.
situation, I lucked into having a small dog. And a lot of times small dogs, even when they're rambunctious, it doesn't bother you as much because they're so tiny. They can only do so much unless they yap. The yapping is insane.
And the
I
biting.
lucked into a dog that doesn't yap. I lucked into a dog that begs for food by staring at you and sitting on the floor, hoping you drop something or offer them something. There's no whining. There's no begging. They just sit there and stare at you. I lucked into a dog that follows you around because he doesn't have any sense of independence. I lucked into all these things. I didn't go, hey, I know how to talk to my dog. I know how to train my dog. I taught our dog the rules. Our dog went to the bathroom inside probably twice in the year and a half that we've had our dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it because his door was closed. He couldn't get outside. He didn't do it because he gets it. That is because we learned from a puppy we needed a 2 or 3 year old dog. So that's what we got.
Sure.
We learned from a puppy we need a dog that's about 9-10 pounds max. So that's what we got. We learned from the type of dog. This type of dog is generally known to be kind of smart and gets it. And so that we lucked into this. All of these elements were in this dog that we got, that someone said, this is a rescue. If you want it, here it is. All those things were there in this one dog. We lucked into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're lucky. However, if I owned a big dog, I would spend a tremendous amount of money training that dog because my personality is the person who comes over and says, wow, I can't handle the dog. My personality is, even if it's my dog, I would go, I can't handle the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do something about the dog.
A trained dog is a happy dog.
That's my personality.
Mhm.
So I don't go, hey, someone else should do that. Hey, Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
change who you are to fix your dog because I'm unhappy about it. I would have a dog that behaved that way specifically because I can't handle it.
Right.
If someone else goes, I love it, I go, I'm also not telling you how to raise your kids.
I'm just telling you, I'm not coming over because of the dogs.
I'm just telling you, if I go to your house and every time we go to your house, your kid gets into a fight with my kid, you could be a great friend. But I would alter it to go, well, Daniel, let's just go get a beer.
Yeah.
I would stop going, let's get together
And see what
cook
these
out.
kids do.
Me and you and the ladies will all hang out and the kids can run around. I would go, we're not doing that anymore. And it's because, and I'm not saying, hey, well, I probably would be like, hey, maybe let you tell your kid not to hit people.
Right.
But I would just go, hey, it's not working that way.
Yeah.
So let's not do it. Daniel, Rory, bar, restaurant, babysitters, night out for the 4 of us kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like that. That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
With dogs, you just got to go, you don't have to say, just to be clear, you don't have to say it's the dogs.
Sure.
You asked what I would do. I would say it's
I
the
think
dogs.
you're right. It's
But
just so tough.
you can just say, I just can't make it anymore. The only thing is that is going to weigh heavily on you over time when you go to that well too often. And here's the thing. If you go to this house and you're not having a good time, and you got to constantly be on defense with your son, you got the dog's scratching your skin, you're getting paw marks on your nice pants or on your shoes, or you can't eat without the dog jumping up in your lap, and no one is there to say, hey, get the fuck down, stop.
Dog's got a spoonful of green bean casserole.
When all that stuff isn't happening, it's going to weigh on you heavily to constantly, I just can't make it. And it's this lie, it's this lie, it's this lie. Whereas you do yourself a tremendous favor by saying, I can't handle the dogs. Then that person goes, well, then you don't have to come up with a reason all the times you don't want to come over. Sure. You don't have to come up with a reason. You can say, I love Daniel. I love that it's his birthday. I'm going to take him out because I can't handle the dogs, and the dog keeps trying to fuck my son, and I'm honestly tired of carrying my son, who's 25, but I just want to come over, and I think you got to say stuff like, Daniel, I have so much fun with you. I want to come and hang out. I want to talk. I want to laugh. I want to joke around. I want to hang out. It's just the connection that we have.
I'm still picturing you.
It doesn't happen when the dog is like jumping on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't have it.
You're a big boy.
Now, if the dog gets excited when you first get there, yeah, all right. Happens. Oh, he jumps up. All right. Dogs, it just happens. But if the dog never kind of settles, then you go, well, all we're doing is looking at the dog to be like, hey, come on.
Playing defense
the whole time. So then you're not really having fun.
Amy? Rory's right. Rory's
Amy.
No times are good time for these
fucking
dogs.
know
Okay.
I'm right.
Amy.
I'm
gonna just tell you, do what Rory said, or just make a list of 100 lies because you're gonna need them for every time you don't go over
for
there.
every birthday and every holiday.
Let us know what happens, please. Then we'll follow it up in one of our pages. All right.
Also, feel free to respond one time and be like, hey, are your dogs still alive? And if they say, yeah, you go, I can't make it. And let them do the math.
Whoa. All right. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
And Rory Van Scovel.
Ready? No, sorry, that wasn't what you thought it was. Okay, here we go. You good, this is. Okay, here.